Okay guys, just a very quick one. I was requested to do a standalone video of just how to read the strength sheet. There are videos on this and it is woven in the others, but this is just for the strength itself. It was developed to help me filter the market down on a daily basis, because obviously the 28 sort of pairs that move quite a bit, or supposedly move quite a bit, it's too much to sort of scan through all the time, and it's kind of why I have my charts laid up the way that I do. Everything is just about ease of use, and this helps me. That's what it's for. So essentially what it is, it's 2 days of data. So when I come to the charts at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I put my sheet together, it just helps me filter the day out, and that's it. Because there's no point going backwards and forwards over 28 pairs throughout the day. All I need to do is just filter down into maybe 1-2 pairs, put them in a watch list, and then that's all I need to look at during the day. The rest of it I just forget about. It just makes my life a lot easier. So 2 days worth of data, which goes into here, and what it does is it'll tell me over the last couple of days which one is the strongest, which one is the weakest. And that's what you see here. And then it's always the strongest or the best to the top and the weakest to the bottom. And it's color coded. All right. And I work on a green light, red light situation. It's just because I'm visual, that's all. Which then moves down into the change of strength. Now this is the bit that I'm more interested in. This gives you an overview of what's going on. But as I've said before, just because something is strong doesn't mean to say it's going up. It just means there's been a lot of activity on it in the last couple of days. And like most things, something can be too high and then it'll sell off. Likewise, if something's too cheap, it'll get bought. It's just basic sort of business mathematics. Then you come into this, as I'm saying, but this is the movers and the shakers. Basically, it's telling me what the change has been over a couple of days. So if something has been sitting high, and then suddenly I'm seeing a change of strength coming down drastically, that might tell me that its time at the top is over. So again, it's a good warning sign. And if the two of them correlate, so for argument's sake, the strongest change is New Zealand, and New Zealand's still at the top, then it may well be moving into a trend. So that's a way to read it as well. And then also, if it's all bunched together and it's just sitting in the middle, well, it's not going anywhere, you know. So if this is all at zero, you know, -1 or 0, it's telling you there's been no change of strength. It hasn't gone up, it hasn't gone down, it's just sat in the middle. So it's telling you it's range bound. So again, it helps you pick the right tool. So if you can identify the trend from this, as I'm just saying, looking at the strengths, then you know you're using moving averages. If it's sitting in the middle, it's not going anywhere, then I use an oscillator. Right tool for the right job. Right? So that's a way to do it. But essentially what I'm doing is, if I'm looking at that, so right, I'm going, right, New Zealand's the top. Where's it at down here? It's losing ground. So as its crown fell off, is it now going to slip? So that's what these are for. But the first way that I read this is how I do it, is I start with this box and I look to see what's in it. What this does is it filters out the strongest and the weakest, and the strongest must be 2 times greater than the weakest one, so that I know there's movement there. All right, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for movement. Right, so it's New Zealand, JPY. New Zealand strongest, JPY the weakest. Cool. I will then come down here. However, I won't trade that. And you'll go, why? One's weak, one's strong. Because they both going in the same direction. See, it's losing ground, that's losing ground. So instead of doing that, they're doing this. And then it becomes a little bit harder to judge. So that's where the green light, red light situation comes in, because I want one of them green and I want one of them red. Okay, so Swissy, JPY, where's that at? So I wouldn't look at them either. Then we look at the pound, JPY. Pound's at the top, Swissy's at the bottom. That's the one I'm going to look at. All right. And then you'll notice that these have color codes in them as well. What they are is, I always look at pretty much a major in one of the pairs that I'm going to trade. So it's the pound, JPY, euro, USD. If one of those is in the pair, it'll highlight it here. It's just another filter, because if there is no major in the pair, I won't day trade it at all. That's just something I'll look at as a swing. Why? It's slow. And it's all to do with the speed of the market. If it is slow, I just don't day trade it, period. It becomes a swing trade by default. And that's what this is. It's a heat map that tells me the ATR, whether or not I'm going to swing it or whether I'm going to day trade. So for argument's sake, let's see if we can find one. There's the pound JPY that this is pulled out. Green light, red light. Must be a green light, red light on this side. That means it's good to go. What does the green and the red stand for? Strong and weak. And then I look at the ATR. If it is in blue, I'll drop it into a 1 hour chart so that I can just monitor it and see what's going on, because my 1 hour chart is my trade idea chart for a day trade. And why is that? Because that's a high ATR. Anything over 60 is, for me, reasonable to be a day trade. Anything below 60, I kind of look at it as a swing trade. And if it was, say this one here, that was a red and a green. Where are we at? Sorry, this one here, red and a green. At 35, I would just look at the 4 hour chart. Why? Because it takes it so long to play out. I'm not going to waste my time waiting for it. I'll just look at it every 4 hours. And that's it. That's how the chart is read. So essentially, as a very quick recap, last 2 days worth of data, they're put into here to give me the strongest down to the weakest. So that helps as a filter. That filters into this, which gives you the currency pairs to look at, which you look at the change of strength and you're looking for a green light and a red light. If they're both the same color, kind of leave it alone. And then once you've picked it, sort of that one there, you look over at your heat map and you see what the ATR is, and it'll tell you whether it's a day trade or a swing trade. Very simple, easy way to filter your trades down, and that's how that's used. Simple as that, guys. Got any questions, by all means drop it below. But all I'll say is it's not a direction picker, it is a product picker. Just because something's strong doesn't make it say it's going to go up. Okay, so there you go, guys. Very quickly, keep the comments going on the videos, keep the likes going on the videos. It's not much for you, but it does mean a lot to me. Okay, and that's it, guys. So keep soon.